AITA for telling my sister that she's overreacting and suggesting that her son was the one at fault? Plus update. I, 20F, live with my sister, Lena, 31F, and her two sons, James and Luke, 15M. She's a single mom and the guy who got her pregnant isn't in the picture. It was very messy, but I don't know what happened, just that she cut off all contact. Anyways, Lena is very protective of her sons. She's only dated one guy since she split with the dad and gives her children/work all her attention. While she doesn't exactly spoil the kids, it's obvious she dotes on them a lot. James, the younger of the two, is a bit of a troublemaker and isn't the smartest person. He isn't a bad kid, but he tends to get distracted. No ADHD, just a bit of an airhead. His teachers usually don't care/work around it, but his science teacher lost it a few days ago. Apparently, James didn't understand what was happening, and even after the teacher explained it multiple times, he still didn't get it, and she started screaming at him. According to Luke, James falls asleep in class often as well, and the science teacher was shouting at him for that as well. Well, my sister was furious when she found out, considering James cried and had a bit of a panic attack. Personally, I think he was faking to get people to sympathize with him, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Lena was going off about how she wasn't going to let this slide, but I interrupted her and told her that she was overreacting. She looked confused, so I explained further and mentioned that James needed to get some sense knocked into him anyway, and that he is a bit of a pain to teach. Well, apparently I should not have said that, as Lena started screaming at me. She said that she was shocked I could say such a thing, and then told me to get out of her house. I told her that James isn't a baby anymore, and she really cannot excuse his behavior, but that made her even more angry because she's protecting him. She said she understands that her son can be difficult, but he's trying his best. I get that too, but I think Lena's being a bit extreme by saying that she wants the teacher fired. The teacher is a human, and we all have our limits. I don't think it's fair. Well, I got kicked out and I'm living with my parents again, and my parents have mixed feelings about the situation and have chosen not to comment. So Reddit, am I the asshole for saying what I said and defending the teacher? Now for the update. I tried calling my sister last night, but she didn't answer, so I showed up at her house in the morning. She was surprised and got angry really quickly. However, when I told her that I just wanted to apologize, she let me in, hesitantly. So, I apologized for calling her overdramatic and for insulting James, plus assuming he was faking a panic attack. She told me that she didn't accept my apology because I said shit without knowing the full story. She was also upset because James had heard the whole thing. We were shouting pretty loud, and has been in a pretty bad state. Anyways, after she mentioned that I didn't know the full story, I got curious, so I asked her to explain, and she revealed that James doesn't handle confrontation/shouting well because of his dad. She didn't tell me this because 1. It wasn't my business, and 2. I was 13 when they split, and my sister wasn't going to tell a 13-year-old effed up stuff. I apologized to James, who said he forgave me, but my sister is still angry and won't let me back into the house. I asked Luke for an update on how they were handling the apology, and he said that he wasn't allowed to talk to me. So there's that. I apologized, accepted the fact that I was a major asshole, but my sister hasn't forgiven me and is not letting her kids near me, which, okay. I deserve it, I guess. I'd like to thank y'all for educating me, kind of, and making me realize that I was being extremely hateful and close-minded. I was being extra generous to a grown woman and being overly critical towards a 15-year-old kid. I apologize for that. Once again, thanks, and hopefully my sister forgives me. Edit. I meant I was being generous towards the teacher, as I didn't hold her accountable and made so many excuses for her even though she was in the wrong. Sorry about that. Edit 2. Just realized I gave James a different fake name. I'm a bit out of it due to school, so excuse me.